just a perfect day for you to be here. Steve Ratner's about to show us charts on Obamacare. The enrollment just keeps skyrocketing. Republicans have been trying to kill Obamacare now for a dozen years. And the American people have continued to vote with their feet, continue to vote by enrolling.
Signing up,
enrolling. Talk about that. And I mean, we can get personal for a second here. That has to mean a lot to you and to others who fought so hard to make that happen.
It certainly does. I mean, I think it's an enduring part of the Obama legacy, probably the biggest part of the Obama legacy. And it's heartening when you see the new enrollment numbers to understand and feel the impact that it has on real Americans. I go places and I hear people tell stories about being able to get health insurance for the first time because they had a pre-existing condition that didn't allow them to be able to do that previously. And I think, maybe most heartening, Joe, is if you talk to people in healthcare, it's becoming an even more ingrained part of the healthcare system. And it's probably only going to continue to grow as people leave employer-based insurance because of the way their jobs are structured and purchase individual insurance. So I think the best parts of the ACA are just really getting started. And I think even in 5 or 10 years, those enrollment numbers are going to be even stronger, and it's going to be an even bigger part of our healthcare system.
Well, and let's also talk about the rough start it had, because I think that's good. I think it's a good reminder to all of us that whenever you roll out something this massive, there are going to be problems. But it was really rough at the beginning. Health.gov, I guess it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Nothing was working. And it was a nightmare for you and a lot of other people early on. But again, here we are 12 years later. Sometimes things that have a huge impact on our lives don't start smoothly.
Yeah, nobody wants to remember the days of trying to log on and having the website not work after years of pointing to that moment of beginning to sign people up. But again, I think it's that enduring legacy. It's the real resiliency of the plan and the program. And again, I think every year you see more and more people. And I will say, too, a big shout out to President Biden, who, working through legislation last year, strengthened the ACA by continuing to provide the types of subsidies we saw during the pandemic to make those healthcare policies even more affordable. Now extending those for a series of years, I think is just another great way. We have fewer people that are uninsured in this country than ever before. And that is a very, very good thing, regardless of your party.
It's made a huge difference on that front. You just look at the numbers; it's undeniable. And again, we talk about the ups and the downs, the difficulties. Again, the resilience of the program, I think, has been remarkable. You look at the 2 years that Republicans controlled Washington, Donald Trump's first 2 years. They were doing everything they could to try to kill it. They just couldn't do it. And the numbers keep growing. Let's bring in Steve Ratner. He's got the charts. Steve.
I've got the charts, and yes, Robert and all of his colleagues should feel unbelievably great about what they did for America when they passed Obamacare against a lot of really tough odds. But just to put some flesh on the bones of what you guys were talking about, so this chart shows enrollments under just the marketplace part of Obamacare, where individuals who don't have insurance could go to buy insurance. And you can see the latter part of the Obama administration, it obviously ramped up from 0. And you can see that we got up to about 12 or 13 million Americans buying their insurance on the exchanges. Then along comes Donald Trump, who, as you also said, did basically everything he could to kill it. Remember the famous vote on the floor of the Senate with John McCain and his thumbs down. But nonetheless, even though it did decline a little bit during the early Trump years, it basically flatlined during that period. And then, as Robert indicated,
by the way, that's a good reminder. We're here in part also because of John McCain's thumb down.
That very dramatic thumbs down saved Obamacare. And as you said, notwithstanding everything else the Trump administration did to try to kill it, they, for example, cut its budget for outreach and trying to get Americans to sign up. They did all kinds of stuff. You can see it did go down a little bit under Trump, came back up a little bit, basically flatline. But then, as Robert indicated, you've had this enormous surge in interest in the exchanges and a record number of people buying it, in part because in the American Rescue Plan, the first piece of Biden legislation, it contains some additional subsidies, some additional incentives, some additional money for outreach and getting people to sign up. And lo and behold, people, if you build it, they will come. And if you encourage them, they will come. And signups will reach that record number that you can see over on the right. And so it's an enormous step forward that hasn't really gotten a heck of a lot of attention. And then, as Robert indicated, it led to a drop in the number of uninsured. And we can take a look at that if you want. But what you'll see, as he suggested, is a record low number of people without insurance, down to 8% from roughly 15% plus or minus before the passage of Obamacare. If you go all the way back before Medicare and Medicaid, it was more like 25%. But again, this is a combination of not just what I showed you on the exchanges, but also some things that the Biden administration did as well to encourage states to sign up for expanded Medicaid, which provided insurance to more people.
Steve, this last chart is fascinating because for all the protests from Republican members of Congress, Republican senators, 9 out of the 10 highest enrollments are in Republican-led states, red states, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, take a look at the map, and you'll see something amazing, which is if you look at the 10 states, I think really all of them actually are pretty much red states. And oddly enough, Florida, of all places, where you have Ron DeSantis leading his charge against virtually every kind of government program, has the highest level of enrollment in the exchanges, about 15%.
At number one.
Florida.
Number one.
Oh, my Lord.
DeSantis land, number one.
What?
I love it.
Number one for enrollments, and then you can look right across the Sun Belt down there, and you see Texas, you see Mississippi, you see Alabama, you see all these states with huge Medicare enrollments, as well as some up in the Great Plains. And so here's a fun fact for you: in the 10 states with the highest enrollment under the Affordable Care Act, every one of those 10 senators, every Republican, voted against Obamacare back in that 2017 vote that we were referring to a few minutes earlier. So their senators are voting one way. The residents of those states are voting with their pocketbooks and their feet the other way to try to get health insurance.
And Robert Gibbs, as we look at these states, the top 10 states that for the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, the top enrollment rates, Democrats got exactly zero electoral votes in 2020 as well as 2016 from all of these states. And the hypocrisy is just magnificent. It reminds me, Robert, of what I've always said is one of my favorite polls of all time. While Obamacare was being debated, a poll was out where they asked Tea Partiers 2 questions. One, do you support Obamacare? And of course, hardly any did. The second was, do you think the federal government should be involved in health care? And of course, the numbers were astronomically low. Then they asked a follow-up question: do you think Medicare should be done away with? And nobody supported that. They love their Medicare, but they didn't want Obamacare supposedly. Now look at the numbers. They love their Obamacare, but they like complaining about it even more.
Well, look, I think healthcare affordability is an issue that unites Democrats, Republicans, and independents. It's an issue that we continually see in polling and hear about that Americans are concerned about. We just went through a pandemic where we know that people that didn't have access to healthcare are likely to have the comorbidities that make things like the pandemic more virulent for them. So, look, I'm so glad to see the numbers and so glad to see the impact that it's having. And again, I think its best days really are still ahead of it.
All right, Robert Gibbs.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We appreciate it.
So grateful for you being here. Elise, I need to go back to you. I want to show this map again because I think I've lived in most. I think I've lived in most of these states. Yeah, I lived in Florida, lived in Georgia, lived in
A lot
Mississippi.
of Republicans really hated Obamacare, and they wanted to get rid of it again and again and again and again.
So isn't this really, like, we look at these states, the hypocrisy is just amazing. And I'll tell you what else it's the hypocrisy is amazing on vaccinations. You know, like I know, that before Trump, Mississippi had the highest vaccination rates in America. And in fact, their laws were so tough on vaccination because they hated all the hippies out west that were anti-vaxxers that they didn't allow for a religious exemption, right? And now these same people who hate the federal government, they get more money from the federal government per capita than anybody else, and they hate the Affordable Care Act, they hate Obamacare, and they're the first ones, and I'm glad they're signing up for it, but they're the first ones, they would say, using their language, at the trough, getting the federal dollars.